Good evening. This is tonight's news. A blanket of snow covered Bourbon Street this weekend in a rare winter storm. Although around 2 o'clock last night, it was dragged into an alley, GHB'd, and raped. All right. That's what happens there in Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been.
I've never been, but I've heard.
Yep. Ron Crocker, an 84-year-old man in northern England, beat a bank robber half his age who tried to steal his trousers at a laundromat this weekend.
Ooh.
Crocker is said to be in good spirits and training to fight Jake Paul next summer. Boom. Crocker, Paul.
I'm taking Crocker.
I'll go Crocker.
Yeah.
I hope Crocker brings a gun. All right. Italian soccer club Lazio, I don't know if I'm saying that right, has fired the falconer who handles their mascot after he posted photos of his penis implant online. Has been fired. The falconer, John Barnaby, apologized for the indiscretion and has accepted a new job in the U.S. with Major League Soccer's Portland Thundercocks. Look at that.
You know, RFK is a falconer.
Is he?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, I like that.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does have a
Those
falcon.
Falcons.
Yeah.
Cool.
I used to train falcons.
Yeah. They're kind of scary.
Yeah, they
So
are.
much power. Those talons are huge.
Unless you're me.
It's true. If you got a hold of them.
Minnesota Golden Gophers coach PJ Fleck was doused with 5 gallons of mayonnaise after beating Virginia Tech at this year's Duke's Mayo Bowl. Afterwards, he renounced the business and pivoted to conservative podcasting. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Normal World. I'm Dave Landau.
I am Quarterback Garrett, and running to her desk right now is Angela. Cut to her.
Get her.
Hi.
There she is.
What were you doing over here?
Oh my gosh, that monitor won't work, and I can't see the show at all. So
Well,
I
that's
can't
weird.
see to make notes and stuff. And I was just trying to bang it
What?
better.
Yeah, make
The second statement didn't make what you said any better.
Oh,
Well, you know, like back in the '90s when you'd have to kind of like.
physically, blow stuff.
You'd blow
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
sure, in your basement.
Again, it's not getting any better.
And you can
I
blow
can't see.
us too down below in the comment section.
What?
Where you can put a comment. And
That made it better. What?
Tongue punch that like button. Thank
Tongue
you.
punch it. Join us.
Appreciate it.
Like, subscribe. Where can we find you otherwise?
My channel, Nega Garrett. That's right. Nega Garrett. Don't ask questions. Just go subscribe. Thank you.
Angela?
Angela Does Horror on YouTube and Normal Angela on Instagram. Thank you.
Ooh, and this weekend you can see me. I will be with Derek Richards as well. He's going to be opening. I don't open for him. Make note. At Fisher Hall in Franklin, Michigan on Saturday. And then I will be heading out to other places. You can check that out on davelandau.com, including New Jersey. But let's get that all out of the way and welcome our guest. Our first guest, you know her from Chatting with Candice. Return guest,
Yes.
Candice Horbacz.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming back.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, because the last time I flew all the way here, you decided to be a no-show.
I did not show up.
Yes, you did not.
I was doing. I think I was doing
so
something.
rude. You were bonding with your child. So
Oh.
how dare you.
Priorities.
Yeah, I
this
know.
guy.
Oh, he did. He had like a. He had
a game,
Yes,
yeah.
he
Yeah.
did. Okay.
He won that game, right?
He did.
He's a baseball player, right?
Yeah.
Baseball and football.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Second guest.
I know. I was getting
Okay, I'm just
Son of a-
trying to move it along. I don't know.
our second guest. You may know him from Drinking Bros or the podcast Citizen. Please welcome Dan Hollaway.
Oh.
This is sexist because she didn't get a round of applause.
Oh,
I applauded.
There we go.
I was holding papers.
And now I get a pity clap.
No,
okay.
it's not pity. It's guilt.
I did more. It's. I didn't know that we clapped for people.
I clap all the time for the guest because
He does. Yeah, you didn't that time.
I did. You just didn't notice.
Play the tape
Subtle.
back.
Yes.
Candice Horbacz.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
I will
tape,
play
I
that
did it.
tape back because I'm pretty
Play
sure.
it. Play it, boy. I clapped.
Make a note.
I will. Well, I can't.
Well, you can't because the screen doesn't work.
Someone took my papers. The screen doesn't work.
God, I
This
Sounds
is
like a
great.
you
No,
problem.
It is a me problem. Nothing works around here.
No, it doesn't.
weird.
No. Anyway, how are you?
Good.
Good?
Yeah,
I mean,
great.
yeah,
We
she's-
just got back from DC.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you guys were, I saw the pictures.
that was fun.
Yeah.
How was that?
I mean, it's DC, which is not great.
No.
and the service is not great.
No.
And, too many people for that area, so it's all a shit show, but we had a good time.
You guys looked good, though. You looked dapper.
Thanks.
You looked pretty, and he looks dapper. You look classy.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
very
you. Yeah.
classy.
I was saying that's the one thing with the conservative party, though, is you need some liberals there because the conservatives don't know how to party. The one ball that we went to, there were probably like 10-foot tall inflatable ex-presidents running around, super bright lights everywhere, no tables to be seen, not enough
Really?
bartenders. Yeah, no one was dancing.
Kind of felt like if Michael Scott had planned it.
Kind of, yeah.
That's all of the conservative party.
It wasn't great.
Like someone needs to have more.
More of
fun.
the Republican Party. They're those stiffers.
We say repube, actually.
Oh, I like that.
It's weird
take
because they know how to party, but it's usually if
Behind
they're-
closed doors.
Yeah,
that's
if
what
it's,
it is.
If it's in
For
a
no one to
motel
see.
room in Florida, it's like a
Improper to party out in
black
the open.
gay prostitute.
A little bit of fentanyl,
Excuse me.
you know?
Yeah. When you're found dead wearing just handcuffs.
Yeah.
Weird that we don't ever get invited to that party.
I know, it's strange.
I'd like to get an invite to these freaky parties. What the heck?
I mean,
I'm not
it
going to
was-
go.
it was
I mean,
classy,
I'd-
though.
I'd
It's
like to.
Did you guys get drunk?
No, because by the time you got to get your drink and then drank it, it's like you're sober by the time you get your second one.
Maybe it's on purpose so nobody's sloppy.
Maybe.
Maybe. I think it's just incompetence, but that's Hanlon's razor, right? Don't imply malice where incompetence will suffice. I think it was just garden variety incompetence.
It's probably true.
They just need a couple more gays. A couple more gays.
Just to plan stuff out.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you can keep them in like a cage or something when they're not planning
Yeah.
or whatever. It's like, we're not saying you got to go full gay or nothing. Just
It's just a tip jar with recommendations on finding Jesus, or you're going to go to hell. Like, we take money too. Wow, I'm not going to support that
not for you.
lifestyle.
no, sorry, inflation. So
Cosmo, please.
Look,
for
we're
your
in a
wife.
different time though. That YMCA was playing all over the place for Donald Trump's inauguration.
Yeah.
Looked fun.
yeah,
Donald Trump knows how to party.
the last ball we went to was the Commander-in-Chief ball.
Okay.
And he comes out on stage, does his whole thing, blah, blah. Actually, they danced. He, Melania, and JD and his wife all danced with service members for a minute while music played. And then he came back to the main part of the stage. And I don't know where he got this sword from, but he's like doing his little dance.
We saw that.
It's like, oh my God, we're going to lose him on day one? What the fuck is going on here?
He's missed 2 bullets, but all of a sudden,
He steps
He
himself.
trips and slices his head off. Like, oh, shit.
Whoops.
We're back to socialism. Damn it.
oh, no.
We're so close.
Oh, man. Indian First Lady.
What? We have to go back.
Second
to
lady.
Yeah, no,
Racist.
it's
Second
not a
lady.
first lady.
No, but if
This is
he...
second-
if he
Yeah.
Oh,
flips-
I see.
Dad.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, she doesn't get the... She doesn't just become president, the First Lady.
Yeah. How many people do you have to go through?
Well, that's not true, though. Reagan's wife did, right?
Did she?
And then,
Oh, well, technically.
Wait, who was the other one? FDR's wife kind of ran the show for the last couple of years when
Yes.
he was an invalid.
And Jill Biden.
Yeah, Jill.
certainly.
Yeah, that
Don't
just
forget Jill.
happened.
Well, yeah, but they didn't admit she was doing it.
No, but we know she was.
But history will tell.
Have you seen the pardons he signed and how different his signature is?
Oh, on each one?
Yeah. No. So all the signatures on that last batch of pardons were the same, but if you look at the bills he signed in the early part of his presidency, it's way different.
Oh, yeah. Well, now it's just squiggles.
It is stamping. Yeah.
That's just cognitive.
It's just like it's a drawing of an ice cream cone and a question mark. Like, that's not your signature, Joe.
No, it's not.
But if you can prove that it's not his signature, then does that make all of those pardons void?
I don't know. I mean, in that event, in a legal sense, you would just call and say, hey, did you actually sign this? And if he says yes, then it's yes, right? You would have to testify that it wasn't him. And I don't think,
Anyone's going to go through that trouble.
no.
When you're using washable markers with your with your non-dominant hand.
Joe's painting the walls again.
Yeah. Quick, put a bill under it.
Did you see him at the actual inauguration ceremony? He fell asleep at least once.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Come on, dude. It's not even noon yet. What are you doing?
Oh, that's a big day for him, though. I mean, he's been up since 4:30. He went to Bob Evans.
Jimmy Carter looked better than him.
Jimmy Carter did.
real.
He looks better than him now.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Could have wheeled him out.
Yeah.
I dig that guy.
Get old Jimmy out of there.
Wait,
Did
did
he
they-
got buried with peanuts? I would have filled his casket with peanuts.
We filled his body with peanuts, actually.
Yeah,
It was
back
like
in-
his cavities.
Yeah, so they're going to dig him up in 50 years and see if a peanut tree grows.
Yep, I bet they do.
Like a time capsule or whatever, yeah. Mm-hmm. Why not?
Because they'll be officially outlawed from allergies by then.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to burn his corpse.
Be like the plague.
It'd be like the Carters. Case of the Carters.
You got it. Sorry.
I mean, he comes back as a peanut zombie. Just touching kids' foreheads. You're dead.
Just
You're
dropping
dead.
dead. Do they also become peanut zombies? No, they just die.
They can't breathe and they pass out. And
Yeah,
It's
just
cruel,
like,
but I don't make the rules.
The EpiPens are no longer useful because so many people have them. There's a herd immunity to them.
yes, we built up the tolerance to
Yes.
EpiPens.
Speaking of herd immunity, cruise ships. A cruise ship line dressed up for a Christmas. Sorry, what are my teeth falling out?
Touch of the Biden.
I'm just picturing too many things at once. A cruise line staff dresses up for a Christmas costume party. Cruise line insists they were dressed up as upside-down snow cones. Travelers on a P&O Cruises... This is written terribly, and I didn't write it. Travelers on a P&O Cruises Australia ship were horrified to see staff walking around with white hoods on. I wonder what they were so mad about. Clearly, that's a cherry and not a grand dragon.
Where did they get the matching costumes? Why do they all have
Our
the
guest-
same things?
I guess can't see it.
we saw it earlier, actually. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it makes you wonder if Miracle makes you wonder if Miracle is still a sponsor of this show.
I don't think today they are.
No, thank God. Actually,
Yeah, this is far away from this.
Oh my!
There's a red one too. Like so. Okay, if you're going to be ice cream cones,
and he's the leader.
and he's the leader,
I mean that's a little on the nose. Don't you
Yeah,
think?
it's pretty.
can't tell me one of those 10 people thought about it. We're like, maybe this isn't a good
You
look.
always wonder how far down the corporate ladder these things make it before somebody says, like, I'm sorry, what the fuck did you suggest there?
Yeah, but like cherry is the lead snow cone.
It
Right?
is. I mean, you do
Vanilla
put
is.
cherry on top of the snow cone.
I just mean a red snow cone would be like the one when you think of a snow cone, you think of a red one.
That's
right?
exactly what the KKK thought too.
I
they were like, we should put the red one.
Think
at
of
the
a
top.
rainbow one.
Yeah, when
like a mix.
I think of a snow cone, I like to think of Mississippi burning, which is exactly what we.
Fiery crosses,
Yeah, you know,
nooses, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
It's just to keep warm, though.
separate drinking fountains on a cruise.
Jim
ship.
Crow. Like,
It's two
if you're
different
gonna have a
buffets.
snow cone, then where's the cone? The ice cream is not the whole thing.
How much
Like,
more
they didn't
could
even
that
do-
have cost to make like a waffle cone pair of pants or something?
Yeah, you could just
Not
have
just all white, motherfucker.
or at least one guy in brown.
They're just alleging that they had to use what they had because they're on a cruise ship, so they had to use the cleaning.
Why do they all have white outfits?
They're like, well, we only had
White
white.
tracksuits. They're
We
white.
only had white tablecloths and a red clan.
Let's just go. No, let's just scrap the idea. We don't have to slowly walk through the deck.
No, let's
Maybe it's
still
not
do
that
it.
important.
Let's still do it.
No, look, if I'm working on a cruise, I'm not saying anything. I'm going to be like, no, we should do this. I'm not correcting it.
As long as you're not in charge.
I'm looking for material here. Let's just do this.
Yeah, why not make it fun? And then argue with every passenger where you're like, I'm a snow cone, you bigot. Like,
Said
why
it was snow cone.
Wait, you've never seen a snow cone parade before?
It makes you wonder what the theme of the cruise was. And it was a Christmas,
Christmas
right?
cruise.
So explain to me why on a Christmas cruise snow cones would even have come up, right? That seems like an odd choice.
Yeah, snowballs might come up, but a snow cone's really
Oh my
more of
God.
a
It's a
summer
weird thing.
refreshment. Look at you.
What?
Oh, nothing. You're
I'm a
just,
snow cone.
you're just.
Do they do gray ones?
Obviously.
Maybe you're a colorblind guy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You're
I'm in
colorblind.
between. I'm on my way up to Grand Dragon, so it goes white. It's like karate, white.
Oh, shit.
And then you get gray, then a brown, then so far.
Then the kids all sat on the Red Klansman's lap and told them what races they didn't want in their country.
Currently, the Indians.
You're like, oh, Mexicans.
I don't like those either.
They went back where? I'll have a Coke.
That's a reference to what movie? Anybody? Don't say anything.
Okay.
What movie? Anybody?
Put it in the
Come
chat.
on.
What?
I'll have a Coke. That was my stomach.
Boondock Saints.
Yes.
You seen it?
Yeah.
on.
When
It's a joke that he's telling to
Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy. Yeah.
Good old Ron.
Yeah, which turned out to be a disgusting person. Weird.
Yeah, he is a creepy dude.
I was shocked that the guy who blew himself in The Devil and Mrs. Jones was a creep.
Didn't have
Very
more of a
old-fashioned.
strong character. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Didn't see that coming.
Never a good-looking man.
Not ever.
No.
70s, 60s, doesn't matter.
There's a movie he did called Porn Star in 2002.
Late into his career.
Yeah, but
Very late.
there's a scene where there's a girl who sees him, and you see her find God. Like, she's just bawling her eyes out the second that
soul
she
comes
sees,
out.
and she's just like, no. And I'm like, yeah, I don't blame her. Look at her. Like, look at him. Fuck, ugh.
Weirdly enough, though, at any of those conventions, the younger girls always would flock to him.
Really?
Yeah, because they would think proximity to him would be fame or success. So they would just mob him, and he'd go around and just like pinch girls.
But that's what he got in trouble for,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's how he would introduce himself. He would come up and just like pinch a part of your body that was exposed. Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you've been around that long.
No.
Look, I'm not
You're
saying
like, if you've been around long enough, they let you do it.
You should be allowed to pinch butts if you're old
No,
enough.
I mean he would just
that's
go,
what
like,
he's
pinch
saying.
your nipple, like not even just like
Roughly
like very
42.
aggressive, very aggressive.
He's like, I'm Ron Jeremy. I do what I want.
That's weird, Dave. You're 42.
I know. Is that strange? I just feel that would be the right age.
Your MCs, you go up, you're like, shake your hand. Nope.
It's everyone I meet.
Ron Jeremy does
I've
it.
been around.
He did it when he bought a car and the guy tried to shake his hand at the end. He goes, "Oh, that's not what we do here, bud."
He goes, you want me to buy this?
Cuts his beanbag.
This Ford Escort? I hear he's very cheap. So it would just
course.
be, yeah. In his movies, he had garbage bags for luggage.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, everybody's talking about what a cheap piece of crap he is.
He's going to save that money.
Well, yeah, he needs shower Crocs.
Yeah.
Well, because he's showering at the YMCA.
Can you imagine being raped in prison by that guy? Oh,
Do you think he's doing the...
Oh, yeah.
Do you think he's giving it?
You think people are in line to have sex with Ron Jeremy
prison.
from behind?
It's prison.
Yeah. And
Maybe.
yeah,
I mean, he did have tits by then.
it's too big. It's
He did.
big.
He had delicious tits by then.
Like,
Well, the other prisoners don't
exactly
want
the
it.
word
That's
I
what
would
I
have
mean.
used.
Yeah, they don't want that.
Right.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you... Okay, we got enough of this.
We've talked about this. We're trying
Yeah,
to
we
clean the
gotta
show up.
clean
This is a
the show
family
up.
program.
No jokes about titty
Jeez,
fucking
no,
Ron Jeremy.
none of that. These are things that we've pre-discussed. We can't talk about. It's on the list in the office.
Don't titty... Yeah.
It's like number one.
It's very
Who's
specific.
titty fucking for anyway, though? Let's just call
It's
it.
not- who is it for?
I don't even enjoy it.
What?
no.
No.
Why would you?
dumb.
I don't get it.
Nobody
Weird.
gets it. You're just like, well, this was an idea.
I think young men, very young and experienced men.
Yeah,
My
if I
marriage.
enjoy it.
I'd be down.
It's not very pragmatic for anybody,
No.
right?
It is an awkward position to get into.
For everyone involved. Yeah.
So, yeah.
You're like, how you like that? I don't. I don't either.
Let's both pretend that we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like going to church. Every Christmas and Easter. You're like,
You haven't been there in a while. One person's kneeling, one person's standing. You forget the whole drill.
that's the problem with Catholicism. I don't care about their beliefs or anything, but I'm not standing up and sitting down that much.
That's
not-
true.
Let's make a decision, up or down. Let's just pick it and
lock it
stay
in,
there.
dude.
At least when I was an altar boy, I could barely stand.
Yeah. Or sit. Yeah.
At least give you knee pads.
I kneeled.
They give you the little pillow for that.
They do.
Nice, yeah.
They do give the,
Yeah, they do have a little pillow.
the altar boy.
That's
They're
terrible.
like, here's your pillow.
It's not great. It's very suggestive.
It really is. They're like, you like that position? Comfy, yeah?
In that little tiny room right off the stage. You're supposed to take your clothes off.
Yeah. And they're like, also, you can come and tell me all your secrets in that little box right there. That one's true.
Yes.
I was an altar boy. But,
What was your favorite part?
oh, God, getting fucked.
All right.
No, I was never fucked.
Congratulations.
I only blew.
Oh, I was going to say you missed
Got to
it.
cut out a lot of this.
That's great.
I don't think so.
No, I think.
I think we just bleep the entire show. I think that's what we should do.
It's
Go behind the
it's the
paywall.
emergency broadcast network.
Nobody
sound.
ever. Yeah.
I think it's. I think most priests do a wonderful job. They cup
Yeah.
the balls.
That's the the second note on the list of things we shouldn't talk about.
No, you're right. It's true.
the
They do,
second
though.
one.
They do. Most are very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. They put one finger in your ass and they ask if you're having a good time.
Like the one that Donald Trump went to. Did you see that? He went to
Make their collar double
church.
white.
What?
What?
Wouldn't it be off-white? It would
Well,
stain
their
it.
one collar is white.
Yes, and then it would stain the
The
white.
rest
and it
is
would-
black. Trust me.
I guess I haven't looked in depth on it.
Ever have to put a collar back onto a priest when you dress him?
No.
I have.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't
You shouldn't have.
have.
It's getting warm in here, isn't it?
Isn't it?
A little
Is
bit.
anybody
Yeah.
else?
Yeah. Is there
Anybody else
something
hard?
Notice?
Which is weird. My pants are very tight. Anyway.
Ugh.
Oh, Billy.
What was that?
That's somebody
Show that.
just put up an ad for us. That's what they want.
We don't have.
If you're sucking on a priest's dick, why not try Lumen? It's already
Don't make
obviously-
it funny,
now you
then I'm
have
going to
to
want to
cut it
keep it in.
All right, I'll stop. I'm sorry. It's very immature. Immature.
That's a
Yeah, I think it's worth.
Immature. Like what priests like. Immature.
Can't look at me.
Not of age.
Yes.
Speaking of that, Iraq just voted today to change their age of consent to 9.
Are you serious?
So they moved it up.
Yeah, so we should so we should definitely let a bunch.
Very progressive.
We should definitely let a bunch of those guys into our country.
Oh yeah, as many as possible.
Working
Why-
out for the UK.
Can we just bomb them now again?
Is that allowed?
Who's going to stop us? We haven't declared a war since World War II, and we've been in a couple. I've been in some of them.
Yeah, and thank you for your service for real.
Well, it wasn't really for anybody in particular, obviously. I mean, you're like, whatever.
He didn't do it for you.
No, I did. I wanted it to be good, but
You're like, I just showed up.
what are you going to do? I didn't even know. I was like, hey, is this the bus? Shit.
You're like, oh, I
Where are
wasn't
we going?
You're like, I wasn't on the American side.
No.
That's disgusting. Like that was a vote,
Yeah.
and every guy's like, all right, 9, and they're like, yeah, good.
See, and then that's what happens when women can't vote.
That's true.
There you go.
No.
No.
The age of consent in America was never that. And women can vote in Mexico, and the age of consent is 12.
Oh,
But I don't know if anybody actually votes.
God, we're pretty close to Mexico, eh?
it's like right there.
Just making travel
For
plans
Canada,
over
I
here.
can't stop.
Yeah, that's what.
Like, how long is that drive? It's like a 4 or 5 hour drive. I can
Me
do
going to the wrong border to fit in and saying, "Hey, hey, you hosers, have sex at 12."
Well, we do call Canadians snow Mexicans sometimes.
That's true. We do.
yeah,
that.
so-
Never heard that.
it is.
Never heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're across the border.
How have you never heard that around me? Like I say a lot of
Never
weird
heard
shit.
snow.
Call them snowbacks.
Snowback, yeah.
Yeah.
Ice back.
That's right.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. A lot of slurs for them.
Mm-hmm.
Canadians.
More you know. Yeah.
Snowbacks. So, let's jump into this. Speaking of a comedy, I really enjoyed Dave Chappelle's monologue on Saturday Night Live. Did you guys watch it?
I didn't see it. No.
I loved it. I don't know what we're allowed to play, but there was this. Well, we're going to get right back into what we were trying to get out of. He talks about Diddy, how he was never invited to a freak off because he's apparently too ugly. He realizes that Carl Winslow was at one of the parties, or at least accused of being at one of the parties, Reginald Bell Johnson. And P. Diddy was banging him from behind and said, "It's good to take a man's strength." And he said,
Wait, if Dave was there, he's just making jokes, right?
No, he's saying
no.
this is in an article.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that stuff about Carl Winslow was in an article. I think he got like 65K or 85K or some bullshit like that. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
There's some specific number in the article. Now, who knows if it's true or not?
Yes.
It's my favorite TV.
It'd be a
dad.
weird thing to make up.
Yeah, it would be. And also Dave Chappelle said he thought he wasn't invited because he has kind of a snitch face. And you wouldn't want to see him looking across the room at you.
He does look suspicious, for sure.
He does, yeah. And he also said if you went to his mom's house, you could probably find the bottle of baby oil he used as a baby. Like nobody actually goes through one.
Yeah.
So the fact that he got down to the last few squirts.
He's using it a lot.
Yeah, but this was my favorite line if you got it.
If he used Crisco, he would have got away with it. But he just been like, oh, he likes to cook.
Coconut oil would be the white
Yeah.
version of that joke.
Well, I love it because it's an attack at Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
So,
Oh shit! Yeah, it is.
yeah, Charlie Sheen used Crisco on Corey Haim.
Lucas on the set of Lucas.
Yeah, and that's why he made that joke.
Just likes to cook.
Yeah, he's like,
Dude.
oh, if I used Crisco, I would have got away with it.
Which
It's
Which
got
I
layers.
think
It's got layers.
I thought it was a really ballsy joke to tell.
yeah.
Maybe that was before coconut oil became popular in American cooking.
I guess it must have been.
It was the
Crisco
80s,
seems
so.
like a
Now with RFK though, it's going to be
Coconut oil.
yeah.
it's going to be in the vernacular
Mhm.
for sure.
Tallow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, beef tallow.
Beef tallow. Put some beef tallow in that bottle.
Come on, steak
No,
and shake.
don't do
We're
that.
Already
Don't
back.
listen to that advice.
What? Why not?
What would you?
It's better than whatever other oils they're using.
No, you use
These seed
coconut
oils.
oil. Coconut oil.
What do you mean it's not going to
tallow.
work? It's oil.
It's beef tallow.
It's beef tallow. It's fat. It's just fat.
When you say work, what do you mean exactly?
I feel
A lot
like
of stuff works.
temporarily, and I think that the woman on the other end
No,
is
I'm
probably
kidding.
going to be really upset in a few days.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, that's it's not going to work out for her at all.
We're not talking about food. I thought we were talking about food.
They don't care about her.
Yeah. When
Also weird that you would think that it's a woman involved.
Okay,
If somebody's using
Assuming.
weird shit like
we're
that.
back.
We were talking
Send
about
we're
Diddy.
back.
Yeah,
We were
it's
talking-
Diddy. I mean, I don't think does he even have sex with women?
No, I don't think so. From all the reports.
J-Lo allegedly, right?
I
Really?
guess.
I thought maybe they're just friends.
I mean, can you imagine banging Carl Winslow just because you
No.
wanted to take his manhood?
Yeah, you,
know,
just
but
you just keep saying, "Did I do that?" over and over.
I know, but it's not even his catchphrase.
No, it's
Which makes it really fucked up.
cosplaying Steve Urkel.
It's even worse.
You are Steve Urkel, and he's pissed about it. Yeah, he
makes him.
He's
the
not even
scenario. He's
Carl
got the
Winslow in
suspenders
it,
and
though.
everything.
Makes them dress as other celebrities on the shows.
Like Uncle Phil. and
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah, you just have Will Smith getting banged dressed as Carlton. Now do the Carlton. Say how much you liked it.
the
Bad
real
Boys
true
4.
Hollywood story.
It's a power move.
It is a power move.
Yeah.
They were showing Diddy's abandoned mansion I was looking at earlier
How
today.
abandoned
The
could
one
it
that got
be?
raided?
20 years.
20 years.
He built, if you look it up, you can look it up. 20 years he had an abandoned mansion.
He owned it and was paying rent on it and just had nothing in it.
I think he
or it
just
was
walked from it.
Oh.
Because the idea of like having to, it looks like Paul Castellano's house. It's crazy big, but I think it's just in the middle of like the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see it?
Yeah. Here, wait. Let me see if I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
pull it up.
That's very bizarre.
Isn't it? And it's like it's just in the middle of nowhere, and it's this massive, like ornate, Roman architecture.
Now, I'm not a freaky party haver, but if I was going to have freaky parties, in the middle of the woods in a giant mansion would be the spot.
Yeah.
It'd be a good place to go.
Why didn't he use
I
it?
mean, it'd be a
Essentially,
good
to not
place
use
to
See?
it. That's awesome. That looks
assault
cool.
people, I guess.
And they went in there and they're looking around, wondering,
What's up?
wondering what all the.
Why are these floors so slippery?
I know.
What's going on here?
That was risky business,
That's right.
Yeah.
No socks, though. You don't need them.
You don't need them.
No. Well, I don't know. I slide better on wood floors with socks when I risky business around my house.
Yeah, but you don't need that when you have
A lube.
1,000
Got
bottles
that.
of baby oil.
I wonder if we could find the number of people that have been hurt doing a risky business.
Everyone.
Let's make a commercial.
Anybody that's tried.
Let's make a commercial where we're a law firm and we're suing Haynes for all of the socks that have gotten people killed.
And
You
Tom
just-
Cruise by a
And Tom Cruise,
Jason.
yeah.
You just come home and it's like a guy who's dead who's been singing into a broom.
Yeah. If you were a loved one,
If you're a loved one ever cracked your head on a marble countertop because you were sliding across a wood floor in your underoos.
That's like the, da-da-da-da, but instead it's da-na-na-na-na-na-na. It's a song. We should write this. Cut this all out.
Okay.
Cut it all out.
Cut it out.
Nobody sees it. Nobody sees it.
Jan 6th. Were you guys there?
I didn't get an invitation.
You didn't go?
You weren't in Pelosi's
Oh,
office?
so you go this year, but not then?
I know.
You get the FOMO of
Wrong one.
Jan 6.
Yeah.
Wish I was there. I have friends that were there. Didn't invite me.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know anybody who went. I never even heard of it.
I was kind of hoping that people were going to be dressed up as that shaman when we were in DC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I thought it would be like at least,
solidarity or just like a movement, but I didn't see one.
you think like a part 2.
Yeah.
Like just somebody.
Right.
Or even like in a funny hat that said Fed.
Something.
Like it said "Make America Great Again," but then they would pull the patch off. And it
Oh,
said
you
FBI.
should have done it.
I would have done
That
it.
It was
We're
like
gonna-
glow in the dark because they're glowies. It would be perfect.
We had that guy in the show.
The
The
which one?
shaman.
Shaman.
Oh, I saw you did just recently.
No, it was a while. Well, not too long
Maybe
ago.
a clip went up. I don't know.
It wasn't too. Yeah, it was probably a clip. It wasn't too long after he got out of the federal prison.
Right.
And he mostly talked about how the Freemasons built America on ley lines, and I was just like, oh, okay.
So
now, now I understand.
did you want him to go back in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big commitment, man. Like, I know people want to either you want to get famous or you want to put your message out or any of that stuff. But I would, if this is just a recommendation, keep the wardrobe stuff to a minimum because you're going to end up dressing like that for the rest of your fucking life.
Oh yeah.
Nobody will recognize you. Like, Carrot Top's just got to look like that now.
He does.
You know what I mean?
Maybe that's part of it, you know? Like, you could take that off and people don't know you.
Maybe that's.
They wouldn't even know you're the shaman guy if you don't have the shaman
worst.
stuff
Yeah,
on.
that's not the worst. But
That's why I dress like a short, fat guy.
All the
really
time.
6'4" and
Yep.
chiseled when you walk
yeah.
Yeah, you just take
Second
it
I
off.
take this off.
Like, this is a bodysuit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I look like an Army Hammer.
You wouldn't even know. You eat people?
Yep.
Into it.
I pretend to.
We've had Adam on, the podium stealer.
Yeah, they know Adam well.
Yeah.
Adam's great.
Lectern guy.
Yeah,
he's
lectern
good.
I've met
Yeah,
Adam
he's
as
awesome.
well. Yes.
I don't know.
Lectern guy who looks. He has the Carrot Top
Just saying
look as
lectern
well.
guy again.
Lectern.
Lectern guy.
Lectern
That's
guy.
that's what his name is on Twitter. I think is
Lectern
the
guy.
lectern
Yeah.
guy. I
He
think.
brought me a lectern and he signed it.
Adam.
He should be
waiting for
selling
mine.
little mini lecterns.
Yeah. Well,
Does.
Or a bobblehead with him doing the wave.
Yeah.
I would buy the fuck out of that.
he's not allowed to profit off of it.
I
It's part
can't.
of his plea deal. See,
I can profit off of it.
I think he's got to give his money away.
Then I'll take him to dinner.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, he got pardoned
once,
though,
though.
right?
That's what we're just finding out. So now he could.
Yeah.
Because Trump pardoned roughly 1,500 criminal defendants charged in the January 6, 2021 Capitol attack.
Let's go.
The sweeping pardons mark the beginning of the end of one of the largest investigations in FBI history. The pardons fulfilled one of Trump's central campaign promises.
That's what I like. Day one, he's
Largest
pardoning people. He's
investigations
actually
in
doing stuff.
history? That can't be right.
No, it's true.
No,
That's-
anyone that was in DC, you didn't even have to go to the Capitol. If you
Yeah.
had a flight that showed that you were there, then you were getting followed and investigated.
Not just that, but they
Really
did
did happen, yeah.
They did scrapes of phone network traffic. They did scrapes. Bank of America actually gave them any transaction that was made in D.C. that day.
Really?
Any transaction, yep.
Well, the leader of the Proud Boys, he wasn't even there at the time, and he went off to prison. So
Ontario.
it was ridiculous, the entire thing. It's so good to actually have a president that will say these things in the run up and then actually do them day one. It's kind of wild for that to happen.
Yeah, didn't Schroyer was in D.C., but he wasn't even at the fucking Capitol. And he spent a lot of time in like solitary confinement, not just in prison.
I think he
Vern
did go
Troyer?
in the building. The issue was he was press and he had a press pass.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So he was going in as a journalist. Like he wasn't going in as
Not Vern Troyer.
movement.
Oh, good.
He's dead, actually.
I know.
Yeah, he passed away at RIP.
Yeah.
RIP.
But I think it was after.
They did that to a lot of people. Brandon
Teeny
Buckingham.
alcoholism? What?
Brandon Buckingham, he's a YouTuber. He was there. He was just covering it just because he thought it was like going to be an interesting video to make. And they had FBI went out and reached out and had a meeting with him, and then he was messing with them, so they ended up getting off of it. But they figured out that he wasn't political. But anybody that was even close to being political and went, you were getting followed, you were getting emails, you were getting taken to jail for this entire time. It's insane that off of nothing, you're held in prison for 3-4 years.
Well, not nothing. I mean, it was like Pearl
Some people
Harbor.
nothing.
It was like 9/11.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yes.
It was the worst attack of our democracy in history. I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
It was
It's an
compared.
odd thing because we don't even have a democracy, which isn't.
It's a representative republic.
Yeah, it's hard to attack one that you don't have. But we figured it out. This is America. You can do anything in America. You can attack a democracy that doesn't exist.
Isn't it great?
It's nice.
The only country in the world.
It was the worst attack since 9/11. That was said many, many, many times.
By the woman that
lot.
ran for president just now.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which
By ran wasn't really like legally put in the way to do that, but
yeah, sure.
you know,
Well, she's she's blaming Doug Emhoff now. Mm-hmm. At least, and the Daily Mail reported that today. Because I don't know if you remember this, but he redefined masculinity.
Really?
You know, I
What?
thought that's what ruined her campaign.
Femininity?
That's what who was it that said that? I think it was it was either on Meet the Press or one of the Sunday shows. I don't remember, but they said they wrote an article about how Doug Emhoff is redefining masculinity. And what they meant was he's a giant pussy.
Mm.
Gotcha.
That gets women that aren't his wife pregnant and also hits them from time to time.
Okay.
Well, let's not call people names.
Let he without sin
Smack the first lady, yeah.
smack the first lady.
Or the second lady.
Yeah,
Either
look,
way, either way.
any lady that
If
says
she's not
no,
going to, get rid of it, you hit her.
obviously,
And
you don't want to
get
ask
rid
twice.
of it yourself.
Oh no, those are two separate women, but I'm sure he hit the first one too. Right?
Oh, I'm
I
sure.
don't know if I believed it at first, but then seeing him at the inauguration, like he looks like a beaten puppy. So I don't see him raising a hand.
You don't think
He's not a real scary, convincing dude.
That's probably why, though. Like, he catches you off guard.
You think?
Yeah, like all of a sudden, like behind closed doors, he turns into Ike Turner.
I don't know.
It's the old rope-a-dope.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you think that he's not a big deal. You think he's just this song and dance man, per se. The second that door shuts, he's like, Kamala? Okay, get over here.
Even the accent changes. He goes from soft shoe to hard back.
Yeah, it's like,
Don't make me bend you over my knee.
that's
Oh, well, that's not bad though.
you just sitting by the pool instead of
agreed
being
upon.
president?
Just saying.
It's agreed upon.
Bending over the knee is fine.
Oh, I think it depends if you're into it or not.
I've seen 1930s movies.
Yeah.
That's how they treat their women.
I think didn't what movie was it? Was it North to Alaska where John Wayne spanked that girl? And I was like, damn, I didn't know this about myself.
Well, I had to watch Killers of the
love John
Flower-
Wayne.
I didn't have to watch it, but Killers of the Flower Moon, where De Niro spanks DiCaprio with a paddle, and I was like, you know what? Turning it off.
You know what? I'm turning it on.
48-year-old.
Did you watch that movie?
Killers of the Flower Moon, yeah.
I never saw it. What the fuck was
It's
it?
not worth it.
so
it is
bad.
Such
Did it win
a
an
waste of
Oscar?
time.
More like Killers of 3 hours of my life.
Exactly.
God.
It was so long.
I love Scorsese, but just stop it.
Missed.
Yeah.
It was a
You know what
miss.
he's doing now? He's doing stuff about the Saints for Fox Nation.
Oh, I'd watch that.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I'm told I haven't seen it yet, but I'm told it's really good. Some
Yeah.
of my friends over there.
That's why I love Scorsese, but I'm watching this movie. I'm
Christopher?
like, it is the most boring. And I love Jason Isbell, who's in it, and like he's a singer, and like it's just so bad though.
I like his music, but he's a total communist.
I know his.
Yeah.
That's like, who cares?
I'm not thrilled with the direction he's taken.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of it's his wife.
Well, it's.
Like she's dragged him into it.
I don't know who his wife is.
It's why am I blanking on it? She plays violin. She's
Oh.
talented as well.
Okay.
But I just feel like she was really into the movement, and he's like, all right.
I guess so.
It's a lot of guys, though. So Newsom did this interview with his wife years ago, and they were talking about affirmative action and making sure that there's enough LGBTQ plus whatever in positions of leadership. And he's kind of sitting there, and she's getting riled up and super angry. And then he does Bill Maher, and then he's basically regurgitating all of her talking points with like the same energy that she had. So I think she's just sitting there berating him at home. Not saying he's not a scumbag, but I think a lot of it's his wife.
It's like
Yeah.
the Bill Burr effect. I feel like the same thing happened with Bill Burr.
Yeah.
When he was talking about the fires.
Just in
Not just that,
general,
but his wife is.
his wife is like hardcore leftist.
Yeah, she
Oh, really?
She flipped off Trump at a UFC event.
Yeah, and she's been that way for a long time. So he's like
Like, you're lucky to be
repeating
here.
what she's saying.
You know, just relax, be polite. It's easy.
I got to
Pretty
stay
nice.
out of it.
Oh yeah, that's fair. I understand. Bill Burr's a cuck. Yeah, that chair over there.
Who's what? So what? Oh, right.
Ross also pardoned. This is a huge libertarian win. So if you're a libertarian out there, it was like, Trump sucks, he's too conservative, he's never going to do anything for libertarians. Well, day 2, he released Ross. So if you don't know, he's the inventor of the website, the Silk Road, a website that was used to do illegal stuff, but it wasn't his fault. He just created a service that was completely free for anybody to use, and it got
What
used.
did it start out
incorrectly.
as?
It was. It's basically like an eBay or a Amazon. Literally, all of these other companies that are billions of dollars and were at the inauguration were run just like Silk Road.
Yeah.
Wow.
The
It's
only
just
difference
too
is
free.
there's no content moderation on his at all.
Right. It's
Right, so
completely.
it's like 4chan, but eBay 4chan. That's what essentially what it would be.
Yeah, so it was like money, weapons, counterfeiting goods,
Murder for hire, like a lot of stuff.
yeah,
which are
But
bad
not
things,
just
but
that.
he.
illegal drugs.
But it wasn't just that. It was whatever you wanted it to be, which is Like selling something isn't illegal. You can't make a website illegal because somebody sold something on it that you didn't like.
Exactly.
Selling of the thing is what's illegal, right?
Yeah.
And nobody has ever tried to bring the head of Visa up on charges, right? Who Visa is responsible for almost all of the sex trafficking in the United States, like the financial transfers that happen. When you look into it, they're the credit card processor that's involved in all of it. I think Sean Ryan did something on this not too long ago. Same thing with Facebook. They are the number one piece of technology used for sex trafficking, not in the U.S., but globally. Not one time has Zuck been brought up on charges for that. So the idea that they take the creator and CEO of this company and throw him in prison for 2 life sentences plus 40 years for shit that he wasn't involved in, it all, like you mentioned it earlier, it was all about letting everybody know that you can't do what you want to do.
Yeah,
right?
it's too free.
Yep.
It was too much. It was too free of a platform, and it needed to be an example. And they made an example out of him. He went in. He looked like that when he went in. He was a young guy. And he's like a fully grown like man now because he's been in prison this whole time. It's crazy, but he's finally out, so that's a win for everyone. That's what I love about like Trump's second term is it's not just a partisan right thing. It's kind of like anybody that was disenfranchised from politics in general, left, right, center, whatever. It's all the people that were like, hey, we've been asking to make change, like positive change for a long time, and it's never been heard. Now it's being heard and it's actually being put into effect, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Don't confuse it with our sponsor, Silk Robes.
Yes.
We'd like to thank Silk Robes for sponsoring our show.
Elegant silk robes.
Yeah.
And churchhats.org.
That's separate sponsor as well.
Government
Two sponsors.
I thought that was .gov,
regulated.
actually. I was gonna.
Yes.
Government regulated church hats.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
They're pretty big.
Also inspired by NASA.
Yeah.
Strange way.
Yep.
The other part of that is hopefully the libertarian people who, you know, it's like I don't remember whose joke it was. It's an old joke about I had I tried to start a group for people that were antisocial, but nobody showed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like the libertarian thing sometimes, just being a contrarian for its own sake. It's nihilism, really, is what it is.
Yeah.
Because they've been disaffected for so long. So it's understandable, but it's not productive. Hopefully they learn now that the power isn't in running somebody for president, because you're never going to win that, ever. Not at any point and ever.
Yeah.
But your power is to act as a de facto swing state. They marshaled a lot of resources and forced Trump to do this. The libertarians are responsible for Ross Ulbricht being released.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
Right. And if anything else happens as a result, if Snowden gets pardoned, if Julian Assange gets pardoned, it will also be because of libertarians. That's a lot of power to wield.
Yeah.
Right.
And Snowden should be pardoned.
100%. Yeah.
And
Yes,
Assange as
he
well.
didn't do anything but tell the truth.
Yeah.
Somebody gave him information, and he said, "Hey,
Yeah, it's
that's
not.
all he did."
It's not treason when you're telling on treason.
Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
it's insane.
Yeah.
So I hope that's on the docket. I think it's on the docket. I think they've talked about it, so we'll see if it moves forward. But that would be another win for libertarian and I think freedom in general.
Yeah.
Good thing. Good things are happening. I think all the black pillers, bro, there was a long time there where people were getting really black pilled and really like everything sucks and it's never going to get any better. You guys are pussies. You guys are pussies because you didn't stick around. You just went, well, whatever. I'm going to be a nihilist.
It's just nihilism. It's just like, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. Like, okay, dude. That's like the fucking dork in high school who called every girl lesbian because they wouldn't fuck him. It's the same guy. Like
the same energy.
Like I still do that.
You did call me a lesbian earlier.
I bet whatever, lesbo.
I have it on camera in our Corey Feldman video.
That's like one of my favorite things to say, though. When somebody's like, hey, what's up, babe? She walks by, whatever, lesbo. It's just so funny to me.
It is very funny.
Like, yeah, every girl that doesn't want to sleep with you is gay. That's the problem. All right. What were you saying? You had something to say.
No, I was going to ask, so aren't there a bunch of conservatives that are mad about that guy being pardoned as well?
Are they?
I believe so.
Yeah, because it's like the group of Law and Order, so they're saying that there has to be hard consequences. So Dave Smith did this whole rant, and he was talking about, do you want to be... It sounds enticing when the left has been so crazy and free and not having any kind of order to like be fast and hard with the rules, instead of saying like, do you want to be ultimately like a country that's free, or do you want to have harsh punishments?
I want a country that's trying to be fair, that isn't overreaching and using the law and ways the law shouldn't be used. So I'm totally fine with Ross being released because it was unjust.
Yeah, I mean, you're in one of two groups. You either don't think he should ever been in prison in the first place, or you think 11 years is long enough for building a fucking website.
That's a long time.
2 life sentences.
Which you don't get for murder or rape or pedophilia. None of that.
No, those are all just a slap on the wrist
Right.
now.
You get like 3 months maybe.
Well, what about wasn't there like a Backpage site and then a porno site where a guy's doing a long time?
was the basically hooker and sex trafficking site for years.
But
finally it got shut down, but I don't think anybody went to prison for it.
Okay, but wasn't there a porn site though where a guy did?
Get shut down.
Joe, what the fuck? The Girls Gone Wild guy went to jail.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
And he got well, there's a well, we don't need to get into that. There's a secret story that I think it may have come out in some documentary at some point, but apparently some of the dads tracked him down, and you know the old. I don't know if people still say this or not, but it's like somebody comes to take your daughter out on a date and you say, whatever you do to her, I'm going to do to you. Well, that's what they did to Joe.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
Poured water on him and made him take his shirt off?
What do they call that? Frontier justice?
Yeah.
Well, that site got fully explicit by the end of it.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Girls really went wild.
Yeah, it was no longer just flashing. But even that is super, like, that's a predator, right? Like, you're taking this young girl, she's clearly drunk, shoving a camera in her face. What do you think is going to happen?
And you're in a
Didn't ask
different,
for
a
it.
lot of times you're in a different country. You're the
sign
one
this
that
paper.
drugged them. You're the one that, that's not cool.
Yeah.
No.
But he went to prison for some amount of time, and I'm sure his rectal integrity is a thing of the past.
That's true. He definitely felt the wave,
But that was
the red wave.
He created that website
Sorry,
for that intention.
just talking.
For the intention to produce that content and distribute that content.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Ross did not create the platform for that specific reason. So look for those people and the sources of the crimes, not the guy that made the website.
I mean, how many times? How many?
You could do that to YouTube.
How many illegal things or murder contracts or anything like that have happened on Facebook Marketplace? It's had to have happened.
Craigslist, all of these platforms.
eBay, it's had to have happened. It's had to. Nobody has ever tried to arrest those people.
Aren't murder contracts kind of pretend though?
Yeah, it's always the feds.
Yeah.
If you go on the internet and somebody's like, "Hey, I'll kill somebody for you," it is 100% a federal agent.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
Last time we talked about this, literally the next day, a CEO was assassinated. So
There's this one investigative journalist. I don't remember her name.
It's so true.
It happened.
One chick, and she goes into like these crazy scenarios, and like a lot of it's like Cartel was one of the recent projects she did, but she did his whole series on professional hitmen, and she found this guy in LA, and he was saying that he does hits for something like 10 grand.
No.
That's it.
Yeah, super cheap.
No.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's a deal.
He could be charging way more.
I know. I wish I knew her name because she's very respectable in the field. But yeah, they're real.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's possible if you're in like this overcrowded area and you have a lot of like untrackable
It's the
people.
405. and
Yeah, like maybe.
everybody.
You remember when people were just like getting out, looking in the logjam traffic in the 405, just getting out of their cars and shooting each other and shit?
Oh yeah.
Maybe you're too young for that. It was
No,
in the 90s,
I remember.
right?
Yeah, but in the 90s when we were stuck in traffic, it was always with the nice people. We'd stop, people would get out, they'd share
Yeah, fun.
snacks.
There was a slew of this shit between like 95 and 99 of people just getting into gunfights on the freeway.
Well, even earlier,
It's like in LA.
LA Story with Steve Martin. It's a joke where he's like, "Hand me the gun," and he just pulls it out of the glove box and he's just getting in gunfights while he's driving to work. So, yeah, no, it was a huge
LA.
thing in LA. Yeah.
Now it burned to the ground, I guess.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Not all of it.
Yeah, no, we actually have. So Gary
Yeah.
from Street Gonzo. He and his producer Joel went to L.A. for a week and did what he's a slimy fucker, man. He slithered into places he wasn't supposed to be. We're releasing some footage of that next week, I think.
Like a night crawler.
Yeah, I mean that's what he is. He's a fucking lunatic. But yeah, that'll be out sometime next week.
I'm excited to see it.
It's very interesting. Like he showed us some of the footage already, and it's like stuff nobody's seen before.
I want to see it badly because I don't think we're being told the right thing.
Now, so this is the story. It's like the media just running the same clips on loop and not showing you any of the other stuff that's going on. None of the looting stuff and but also not showing you some of the good stuff, like people coming together to help each other.
Yeah.
There's this Chef Gruel is his name. He's an LA chef.
Andrew.
Andrew, yeah.
I know Andrew.
He's been feeding people.
Been on the
whole
show,
time.
actually.
Oh, he has been on the show.
I just saw him the other night, too.
He's a
right,
great dude.
New York.
He's been feeding people down there. I haven't seen one fucking news article about it. All I've seen it on is his Twitter. It's like they're not telling you anything that's coming out of there, and I don't understand why. Right? I mean, there's no narrative left to control. Everybody knows it's competence, right?
Well, and I mean, you're taking a lot of the people that supported left. I mean, you have Julia Roberts saying like "F these people." So I mean, at this point, I think kind of the cat's out of the bag of that. No one cares about you.
Yeah.
20 to 30 years rebuild. 20 to 30 years.
Yeah, they say like 50 billion. There's no way.
And that's just
they're
this
shooting it
fight.
up to like 150 now. I've heard. Yeah, the estimate's tripled. That's it. That's sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take a free house. I'll wait.
Is it like with a shitty insurance company? You're like, hey, my house burned down. It's like, what was the address? Like,
You just call up.
What are you gonna do? Yeah.
Like 684 Malibu Drive. They're like, that's not even a street.
Malibu.
What's a street in Malibu? They just tell you. You're like, yeah, that one.
Well, do you remember how much of the COVID relief money went to people in prisons in California? Do you remember that number?
No.
It was $4 billion.
It was a lot. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, they were for-profit prisons, weren't they?
No. It went to the prisoners.
Are you
Individually?
serious?
Yes. As lost wages. So they applied for like PPP loans. They applied for what is effectively like federal unemployment because you were displaced because of COVID or whatever. All that stuff, and like I think it was $4 billion that just went to prisoners in California.
What? That's like made up dollars, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I mean
Billion
you have to calculate it
fantasy
in
dollars.
inflation percentage points. That's the only way to calculate that. Yeah, but that's California. That's what they do there.
Yep.
I hate everything. All right.
But we're done with that now, all right? We're in the golden age. We're done.
Yes, everything's going to work out good. Let's talk about this.
Say it like that.
No, I'm
on,
sure it
you
will.
Just as it always has.
We're just talking about somebody being black-pilled. I'm certainly not.
Stop it.
I think the world is a great place.
Got a white pill. White pill.
White pill.
Yes.
I think he's taking that.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what is it?
Positivity.
Damn.
Oh, I thought you meant the Vicodins. That my liver is puffed out because of I don't swallow them. Crush them with a spoon. A major historic winter storm slammed the Florida Panhandle on Tuesday with widespread record-breaking snowfall. How should Floridians celebrate this once-in-a-lifetime event in tonight's half-assed Top 10? Classy. Number 10, QB.
Ice skating from the cops.
I like it. Angela?
Cooking gingerbread myth.
Fair enough. Dan?
Going to the ER to get a candy cane removed from your rectum.
Candice?
Building a snowman and trying to have sex with it.
Getting a DUI.
A male or a female?
Oh,
No,
Your
man.
choice.
They are non-binary.
Okay.
oh yeah.
It depends where you put the carrot. That's what I always say. DUI on a sled?
I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Stabbed a guy who's banging your girlfriend with an icicle.
Yes.
This is
Have visions of sugar plums dancing in your head induced by bath salts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
swap your wife for Mrs. Claus.
She makes good cookies.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Candace?
Commit a lewd act with a reindeer.
Oh.
But which one?
And tax evasion.
Clang.
That's good in any season, though, to be honest. You know what I heard? Speaking of tax evasion, I heard a really good idea. I think it was Spike Cohen, you know, the libertarian guy. He ran for vice president, I think, like in 2016. He said Trump should issue preemptive pardons for all Americans for tax evasion.
Yeah.
From now until the next 100 years.
Oh, really?
Just effectively end the income tax.
Let's go.
Okay.
A precedent
That'd be cool.
was just set. Why not?
Didn't Gerard come up with something like this?
Did he?
Yeah, I think
sounds
he mentioned something
hard,
like that, yeah.
He does
It's a
He
it.
good
talks
idea.
a lot about national debt strike. That's what
Yes,
he wants
that's
to
what
be
it
known
is.
for.
Yeah.
Like if he could do anything in life, it is to make that happen and for people to attribute it to him.
Well, if Visa's all up into trafficking, I think we all just don't pay that Visa bill.
Sounds like a
Yeah.
plan.
So
We
the
agree.
Visa thing, by the way, for anybody who wants to look it up, was about Pornhub. Pornhub was convicted's not the right word. But
I've never heard of it. What is it?
What is this platform?
So Pornhub was adjudicated, I guess, by the federal government to have been involved in sex trafficking. They had to pay a massive fine for it. And Visa was their credit card processor, and they had to pay a massive fine for it as well. But nobody went to prison.
Nobody talked about it.
Nope.
So why were they traffickers?
Because they were funding some of the porn that was going on that was definitely human trafficking. And mostly, I think,
gotcha.
in European countries, but also here in the U.S.
I don't know. It was funding. I think it was because they were taking profit from
That could be it too, yeah. They could-
illegal
Knowingly,
content. Yeah.
Oh, so they were loading upwards.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Oh, because it's like a percentage of whatever
The
transactions
views and then
stuff
the ad
too.
revenue. So what would happen is you would have a video that would have either an abusive, like really abusive content or a child, and then it would get reported. They would take it down, but they would keep the page up. So people that have already visited, they'd still get that traffic.
Like a direct
and then,
link.
Right. And then you would still sell the ads on the side, and then there would be suggested content further below. So they didn't want to kill the page. So they're still profiting off of what was an illegal, I guess, like landmark or site. Yeah, as part of it. And then the other issue too, because like there's this woman making the rounds, Layla Micklethwait, and I guess she's not really an honest actor, but she talks a lot about it. The reason that everyone went after Pornhub is because they just weren't admitting anything, and then they made it really hard for anyone to do investigations. So Facebook, for example, has like almost 100x the amount of illegal content. The difference is they report it. They're like, this is what we found.
Okay.
They're allowed to come look. And Pornhub is like, nothing to see here, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. What's with all the breastfeeding ads on Facebook all of a sudden?
They're not real babies.
I think that's just your.
I don't get
They're
I
not
that.
don't
real
go on
babies.
Facebook. Is this a thing?
That's what happens when you search for breastfeeding.
I think the
that what it
algorithm.
Is that how you're not allowed to talk about it, Buzzer?
No, it says perv
It
alert.
says perv alert.
I'll deliberately say something perverted, and then they.
It's like you're getting in trouble a lot.
Oh, for real though, I've never looked up breastfeeding,
Okay.
and
No,
all
it's
of
a new.
sudden,
It's a sheet.
It's a loophole.
an end around, basically.
Yeah, it's a loophole. So you can't advertise for tons of things, including obviously like OnlyFans pages. So these young ladies will have their entire boob out
both of them.
and a fake baby because you're allowed to show breasts if it's for breastfeeding. So it's a girl that's never had a kid. She's probably 19, fake baby. And then people are like, oh, look at those beautiful boobs. Go to her page, click that link, and it redirects.
Yeah, the nipples are pink. They're not of a mother. But what?
They need to be tougher than that.
Yeah, they're not. They're
Tough
not been
and
used.
brown, like an
leathery,
old
yeah.
pepperoni. But what? But I don't look that up for real.
Okay, we believe you.
No, for real though.
It shows up. It hits
really does.
everyone's page.
I'm not kidding. I'm not looking. I'm not looking up porn on Facebook. I have family
It's a bad
members
spot.
on
It's a
there.
bad spot.
It just pops up.
Yeah, like on Facebook Marketplace, like I've been on there searching for, old games or whatever, and in between there'll be just advertisements for anything, and you see like prostitution on there, and it's like obviously prostitution because it's like, I'm a 19-year-old whatever, blah 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 blah. Here's a private massage session is whatever. And I'm like, that's
Well, you actually have to be
prostitution.
careful with that now because it's maybe not that. What's happening is these young ladies, and sometimes really attractive, they'll get a guy, bring you to their room, and there'll be another dude there, and they'll beat the shit out of you or drug you and then steal you.
The Cardi B.
Steal stuff from you. Yeah.
Cardi
Call
B.
that
Yeah.
crime.
Yeah.
I mean, unless
It's
you
no longer
pay
safe for you
for
guys out
that
there.
experience.
Yeah.
Should
Which
just
is-
never do that.
That's why anytime I
Most
go
do.
to a weird, sketchy massage place, I always wear a suicide vest.
It's very important.
Just
to
in
do.
case.
Like, hey, let's do this, brother.
I'll give you a sad ending.
Just work around the vest. We don't want to set this thing off.
Can you imagine just
Work around.
coming home to your wife, you're just bleeding? What happened? You have to like pretend you were in a car accident.
I got mugged, honey.
So you lost your wallet in a car accident?
And my underwear.
And your
Weird.
wedding ring.
It's so strange.
How were you in a car accident, but they found you in the pool of a red roof? That happened where I was, this is, gosh, probably close to 17 years ago. But a drunk woman was banging on I stayed at a really sketchy motel in Tennessee. I was just poor and couldn't afford a nice hotel driving down south. And this woman's like, I want a lighter. Get me a lighter. I'm like, I don't smoke as I'm smoking. And she's like, I just want a lighter. And she wouldn't stop. And I look outside the peephole and it's her, but there's a guy right next to her. like just hiding, and I can see him.
He was definitely going to rape you.
Oh, yeah. So I called down, and I told the guy at the front desk, and he was like, oh, it's Linda. She won't bother you. And I was like, oh, so you're in on the beating me and taking my wallet?
He takes 10% for the big guy.
Yeah, so I had to sit, I just stayed up all night with my door locked with just the thing that anybody could kick through. Yeah, it was a rough night. But yeah, it's true. That's what they'll just roll you. They're just pimps.
Don't stay in a red roof.
Well, no. So it's all the hotels. I mean, you can't be safe. My mom was just in town, and she was at like a Hilton Garden Inn. She goes and she can't find the check-in lady for, I guess, an hour. So they called 911 because my mom's just dramatic. I would have just left. They call 911. They find her doing her other job in the parking lot.
Oh, are you serious?
Yes. So
Does anybody want to guess what the other job was?
Lawn mowing.
Yes.
She was mowing the lawn with
exactly
her mouth.
right at
With her mouth.
2 a.m.
She details cars.
So they finally check my mom in, and then she gets to the room, and then this girl just goes to her room, banging on the door, trying to fight my 60-year-old mom for
Seriously?
calling the cops. Yeah, so she had to leave and get to a different hotel. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
She's like, I'm sorry. I was trying to help you.
A lot of
I thought you
things
were murdered.
A lot of things happened before she actually finally left the hotel. We're gonna have to talk to your mom about this.
Yeah.
Like
Need a
should have-
play by
Paid
play.
for.
some
That was the
indicators.
thing. She's like, my daughter.
Also, yeah, the cops let her go and let her check your mom in so she knew what room she was in.
How did she know?
It's fine police work.
I don't know. There's a lot wrong with that whole situation.
Yeah, that's people are. Come on,
Like, it used to be a nice place. I'm so sorry.
it's gonna be a thing.
Oh, and you recommended the hotel?
I paid for it.
You'll never hear the
That's why my mom didn't want to leave. She's like, this room is already squared away. I can't leave.
I hope that doesn't happen to you tonight.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me
Strange
know.
twist of fate.
Karma for talking shit on the
Yeah.
show.
You get there and there's no hotel receptionist. And it's
No,
like,
then I leave.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we're finding somewhere else.
But it's already squared away.
Yeah.
I would leave, but it's like I've been to so many shady hotels, not a nice one like that. I went to one once with McClowery. We talked about it where it was Howard Johnson.
Yeah.
And I get up to my room, Matt goes to his, and it's a couch. There's no bed.
Oh my God.
No bed. It's just a couch and like this little kitchenette that's filthy. And I'm like, this is awful. And I open up the window, and there's just this crackhead looking in the window like Jurassic Park. And I just close the shades. And I just called Matt's room, and I'm like, how are you doing? And he's like, do you have a bed? And I'm like, we need to leave.
Did you leave?
Yeah, we left.
Okay.
I mean, I waited
The
till
story was late.
I waited till the crackhead left. And it was a lady, but it was a scary lady crackhead. She looked like Bug Eyes from Orange is the New Black. Crazy eyes, and just staring in. I was like, where did you come from? You weren't here when I opened the door.
You know they can open
raptor?
doors now.
Yeah.
Raptor.
Didn't like it at all. But we do have to wrap up the show where we will go to the end of the world. But first, where can we find you, Dan?
At Dan Hollaway is on all the social medias, the ones that are normal. Like I don't have TikTok. Not because it's a Chinese spy device, just because I'm a 43-year-old man.
That's
I
good.
don't think anybody has it anymore.
It's
Isn't it gone?
back. I think it's back.
No, it's back.
Yeah, for now.
Oh, it's back.
Yeah,
Okay.
Trump saved
Yeah,
that too.
Drinkin Bros Podcast, Citizen Podcast, Hard AF Seltzer.
Yes.
That's it.
I'm up.
Candice, you are up. Where can we find you?
It's at Candice Horbacz on all the socials and Chatting with Candice podcast.
Yes.
Are you looking at me?
I don't know. My
Oh my
stomach's
goodness.
making noises again.
Naked Garrett, my channel on YouTube. Go check it out. I also do other shows like Friday Night Tights on Nerdrotic's channel on Fridays. Thank you. Dave?
This weekend, Frankenmuth, Michigan.
Oh.
And then I will be in Morris Plains, New Jersey at a little place called Tiff's Comedy Dojo doing comedy karate.
Cute.
You've seen me do it.
I've seen you practicing.
Yeah, you
What
have.
do you got to do for that? Is it like
Mainly
moves or
karate.
something? Okay.
It's pretty funny.
It's pretty much what I do.
Okay.
You stretch first?
I stretch a little.
I don't believe in stretching. We've actually banned it at our studio.
Have you?
Really, you just go cold.
No stretching.
It's pulling
You
every
kick
muscle.
as high as I do. You stretch before. Angela, where can we find you?
Oh, Angela Does Horror on YouTube and Normal Angela on Instagram.
There you go. And now we bring you to the end of the world.
Dave.
Yes. After the controversy surrounding Elon Musk's alleged Hitler salute on the first day of the second Trump administration, what potential corporate media freakouts do we have to look forward to in the next 4 years?
Well, America's going to host the Summer Olympics just like Nazi Germany did, so it'll be a circus.
Wait, is there like a Jesse Owens analog for that? Who's the foreigner that's going to come here and fuck us up?
Oh, that's true.
You know what I mean? Because that was the 36 Olympics.
Yeah.
Jesse Owens beat everybody.
Really put a fist in the air.
I think.
Who's
Germany?
Speaking of Bill Burr, he does
Funny.
a good joke on that. He's
Usain
like,
Bolt?
oh yeah, well he loves America though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who hates America? That's an athlete.
Saddam Hussein
I think
Bolt?
all the athletes that hate America are American female soccer players. So
Yeah.
maybe it'll be them.
Yeah.
Angela?
Angela?
I'm going to say Trump visits Los Angeles to survey the fire damage and has lunch at Wiener Schnitzel's, just like in Nazi Germany.
Oh, you're right.
They would do that.
Dan?
RFK Jr. is seen looking buff in a pair of lederhosen, just like a Nazi.
That's true. Candice?
Hires a Jewish White House tour guide who has to wear a name tag. Not exactly like Nazi Germany, but close enough.
That's pretty.
I'm going to say Trump is ordering drinks like this when he orders
Triglazer.
Not like that. Not
No.
the American way.
Like that.
3.
And then we're like, you're not American, we know.
That's how he's going to get caught.
3 Diet Cokes.
3 diets.
3 taco balls.
Yeah, I guess that's true. He wouldn't even have a beer. He has a button put in to bring him Diet Coke.
I'd like a button. We try to get buttons here. We don't have buttons. We do have a cough button. That's the only button we ever got.
A button on my jacket.
That's true. See you tomorrow.
My cousin has AIDS.